Hello, hi, my dear students. In the last session, we stopped with this question. So, we all know that we are doing some revision part for organic MC in view of NEET. So, I hope this is giving some help in your preparations. So, if anybody still not subscribed, please subscribe the channel so that we get the daily updates. And if anybody having any doubts, you can always post your doubts in the comment section. So once again, don't forget to subscribe because daily updates are coming. Or some concepts, if you want, you can also request for that concepts as well. Let us start the next session. This is the session number 4. In the last session, this is the last question we have done, right? So I hope you have seen that session 3. So if you haven't seen, please go through that session 3 first, and then we'll move on to the session number 4 now. So the first question in the session number 4. So here it comes, the first question. So the maximum concentration of Zwitter ion of a given amino acid will be at. So and he has given the Zwitter ion, and it's a pKa1 and pKa2. Okay, so two pKa values are given, and where will be the maximum concentration? So at equilibrium states. Okay, so where how to find this equilibrium states? Means simply take that pKa1 and pKa2 values and take the average. So we have given 9.8 and 2.3. So both you add and divided by 2 because average means that only, no? So if you take the average, so you'll get approximately 6, I think, right? So 6.05 or approximately 6, you can say. So at that concentration, the Zwitter ion will be high in concentration there, right? So the answer is option C, right? So what we have done is we have done that average value we have taken. So there you'll be having that higher concentration of Zwitter ion, right? So that is the question number 1 for today. So let us go to the next question, question number 2. So here comes the question number 2. So in the given reaction, and here they have given an alcohol. So with the two OH groups are there, and we are heating or we are treating with concentrated sulfuric acid, and we all know concentrated sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent. So what happens here? A water molecule will be removed. Okay. So and after the water molecule removal, then there will be carbocation formation, and if any rearrangement chances are there, means we'll do that rearrangement and we'll write the final compound. Okay. So concentrated sulfuric acid, or any time we are adding or we are doing any reaction in acidic medium, means the first thing what we have to remember is the reaction starts with H plus ion. That means that H plus ion is going to attack one of those OH groups over there. Okay. So, but which OH I have to, it will be attacking there. So, generally, this is the OH it will attack. Because after the removal of this OH, you get the stable carbocation over there. And that carbocation can also involve in the expansion, ring expansion. Okay. So that is why it will attack that OH over there. So if it is attacking this OH, I'll get the positive charge over here. And there is a cyclobutyl ring, okay, like this cyclobutyl ring, and if it is having a positive charge coming over there, there is always a chance to get the expansion from it. Okay. So because when you compare 4-membered ring and 5-membered ring, 5-membered ring is always more stable, right? That is why here it will undergo ring expansion. Okay. So here there is a OH group present over this. So now the bond this bond will break and this directly will attach to this. Okay, so like that, 5-membered ring will come. Okay, so 5-membered ring and the compound, the product what you get is a 5-membered ring because there involves a ring expansion also. So that 5-membered ring in only one option we get, that is in option D. So that will be our answer here. Okay, so option D will be our answer now. So now what is happening means, as I already told you, H plus ion first taking out this OH, and then we got the ring expansion from here to here. Okay, 5-membered ring it became, and then OH, this sigma bond is removed. Now that sigma bond will come towards oxygen, so it will become double bond oxygen over there. Okay, so here it is hydrogen here. So this is hydrogen, right? So that H plus ion now it comes out of it. Then this is the final product we are getting. So that is there in option D only, right? So that is the question number 2. Now let us go to the question number 3 here. In which of the following reaction maximum character of reactant in transition state is? So generally primary alkyl halides, they'll undergo for SN2 mechanism, we know it. Okay. So here among the alkyl halides, methyl fluoride, methyl bromide, and iodide. So among these 4, so fluoride compound will be having more in transition state because that is more favorable for SN2 mechanism, right? So that's why answer will be option A, right? So option A will be our answer. So because fluorine free radical is more reactive than the other halide radicals. So next question. Question number 4. Here cyclohexane and we are doing the monobromination. So I'll get bromocyclohexane. Then we are treating with sodium in dry ether. So that is a Woods reaction. We know in Woods reaction alkyl halide will give you an alkane with the double number of carbons. So the same thing will happen here, right? So first, what you are getting, bromocyclohexane we are getting, that is compound A we said, right? So bromocyclohexane. So that bromocyclohexane, so 2 moles of bromocyclohexane is reacting with sodium metal, and that will give you a compound A because there, okay, with the 2 cyclohexane rings, the alkane will come. So that will be option A. So our answer is option A now. So that is the question number 4. Now let us go to the question number 5. Which of the following compound is not resonance stabilized? Okay. So here, when you see any conjugation in the sense alternate carbons having pi bonds or alternate carbons or adjacent carbons having a pi bond and charges, either it is positive or negative, then also resonance will come. But one important condition is all the charges and pi bonds must be in the same plane. So then only that resonance will be coming. If any of the charges or pi bonds not in the same plane, then resonance will not be coming. Okay, that is one important condition we have to check here. Because in option A, if I see there is a pi bond with oxygen and a lone pair is also there with the other oxygen. Okay, that lone pairs and pi bonds are in conjugation only. So when they are in conjugation, automatically you can see the resonance. And here I'm getting resonance over there. Okay, in the first option. When it comes to the second option also, there is no problem, resonance is coming because the pi bond here and negative charges are in conjugation only, right? So when it comes to option C, this negative charge is there on the bridge carbon. Bridge carbon means this one. These 2 carbons are bridge carbons because it is a bicyclic compound. Okay, if a charge is there on the bridge carbon, that means this negative charge is not in the same plane. Okay, it is in a different plane now. So if it is not in the same plane, then what happens? We said no resonance comes. So here there won't be any resonance. Okay, but here in the case of fourth option, there is no problem because it is a pi bond. Anyways, these two carbons are sp2 carbons only. Okay, so there is no issue with that, right? So they will be in the same plane only. So this negative charge also is in conjugation. So their resonance comes. But in the case of C option, resonance is not coming. So that's why that is our answer. Okay, so option C. So that is the question number 5. Now the question number 6. So here he has given C4H7OCl. So we don't know what is the functional group exactly. And that is reacting with ammonia, and then we are getting a compound C4H9ON. So that is the compound you are getting now, and then that is reacting with bromine in KOH. So we are getting finally amine. So the second step, if you observe, you are getting amine. Okay, so that is a Hofmann bromide reaction, and we all know what is Hofmann bromide reaction. Amide on reaction with bromine in KOH or NaOH. So that will convert into amine with one carbon less. So that means the compound, second compound, okay, what you got after treating with ammonia, the second compound must be an amide. Okay. So if you are getting second compound as an amide, then the first compound must be an acid chloride because that only can easily react with ammonia to give that amide. Okay, so that's why the compound X, that is the first compound, that is substrate molecule what you are taking. Okay, so there's some typing mistake it's there, I think. So that is the compound X. Okay, so that compound X must be an acid chloride. So then only the reaction will be very easy. Otherwise, in remaining all the other cases also you can try, but you don't get that final product anyway. If it propanamine won't come. So if you take uh, that butanoyl chloride, then the reaction will be very easily coming, and we got that propanamine very easily there. Okay, that's why here the answer is option A once again. So first one, that is butanoyl chloride, and that is converting into butanamide, and then butanamide on when it is undergoing Hofmann bromide reaction, so that is converting into propanamide. Okay, butanamide is converting into propanamide. Got it? So that is the answer. So option A. So question number 6 is over. Now let's go to the question number 7 now. Okay, question number 7. So in this question number 7, now if you see there a ketone is given. Okay, so that is having unsaturation also in the ring, and that is treated with dialkyl cuprate. Okay, lithium dialkyl cuprate. So from this is a reagent which produces carbanion. So what is that carbanion we get? This carbanion only will get. That means here allyl carbanion will come. Okay. So that allyl carbanion will attack on one of these double bonded carbons, most probably here. It can attack. Okay. So once it attacks that carbanion, if it is attacking, this pi bond will shift this side. Here double bond will come. So then this pi bond will move on to the oxygen. So lithium plus ion will come over here. Okay. So first allyl carbanion is adding up on this carbon. Okay. So now you got the double bond here. Okay. So afterwards, now what can happen in the second step? What he has given is allyl bromide. So allyl bromide produces that carbocation, allyl carbocation very easily. So that means in the first step we are getting allyl carbanion. In the second step we get allyl carbocation. Okay, first step carbanion, second step carbocation. Both are allyl carbocation, carbanion. So, right? So both of them now allyl carbanion added here. and here there was a double bond now. So now allyl carbocation will attack here. Okay, so C plus will attack on this carbon because this is a double bonded carbon now. So their allyl group will attach to it. So that means now the double bonded carbons, that means here carbanion, here carbocation have to attach. That is the only thing it will happen. So C double bond group will remain unaffected over there. Okay. So that's why answer is option A. Okay. So in option A, I think there is a small modification required. So it must be written one more carbon here you have to give. Okay. Like this they have to get. So that is in option A, right? So option A will be our final answer. So in remaining cases, it is not matching up. So let's see that option A and here what we have discussed, right? So that means 1,4 addition you can say or whatever. Okay, 1,4 addition means like here carbanion it is adding up and Li plus ion here it is adding up. Okay, that is why 1,4 addition is. In next case, what happened? The Li carbocation is attached on that double bonded carbon. So that is the question number 7. So next question, which of the following compound can show geometrical isomerism? So here the first case, there won't be any geometrical isomerism. Why? Because I have same groups attached to it, to this double bonded carbon. So here geometrical isomerism won't be coming. So next here also it won't be coming because there are two chlorines attached on that double bonded carbon. So here also it won't come. Okay. So A and C, there won't be answers from A and C. Now B and D also will check. Okay. In this case now here also there won't be no no geometrical isomerism here. Okay, because again you can see there will be two carbons attached on it. Okay, two methylene groups are there, and that all will be in the same planes only. Okay, so that's why here also there is no geometrical isomerism, but in the case of B, geometrical isomerism can come because this methyl groups what you have attached to the cyclopentane ring, one will be in the same plane or both of them can be in the same plane or one of them will be in the other plane. Okay, like one is above the plane, the other one below the plane. Likewise, you can attach. Okay, so there is a chance because that methyl groups can be in a different planes. Okay, these two methyl groups which are there on the cyclopentane ring. Okay, they can be in different planes, like one is above the plane, the other one below the plane. So that is why in option B it is possible. In the remaining cases, it is not possible. You can see that. So here both the methyl groups are above the plane only, above the ring. Okay. And when it comes here, this is above the plane and this one is below the plane. Okay. So their geometrical isomerism coming. Okay. So answer is option B now. So that is the question number 8. So now the question number 9. So here, in which of the following reaction two alcohol will not be formed? Two alcohol means secondary alcohol, you can say. Okay. So secondary alcohol is not formed in which of the following cases? So now in the case of A, what happens is first C double bond O is there. Okay. And that is reacting with phenyl magnesium bromide. So phenyl carbanion, first one phenyl group will attach here. Okay. So then automatically this OEP, that means ethoxide group, will be coming out of it. Okay. So when ethoxide comes out, there will be one more phenyl group attaching to this. Okay. So when this phenyl group is attached here, it becomes OH. Okay. So this becomes OH now. So it is a secondary alcohol. So here secondary alcohol is coming. So next in the case of D also the same thing, 2 moles of phenyl groups will be added. So that means there also you'll get here OH and this chloride ion will be lost. So their phenyl group will be attached to it and one more phenyl group. So again, I'm getting the secondary alcohol once again in the second case also, right? In third case, it is a acetaldehyde we have. Okay, so in acetaldehyde, one phenyl group will attach to it. Okay, and hydrogen already was there, and this will become OH. So it is again a secondary alcohol only. Okay, so now the fourth case we'll see. It is a formaldehyde. So in case of formaldehyde, again one phenyl group is coming here. Okay, phenyl group will attach to it, and that time here it becomes OH group. So it is PH CH2 OH. So I'm getting a primary alcohol here. Okay, benzyl alcohol I'm getting. So here I'm not getting the secondary alcohol. In all the three cases, A, B, C, in all the three, we are getting secondary alcohols, and in option D, we are getting a primary alcohol. So that's why the answer is option D now. Okay, so option D will be our answer. So that is option D. So question number 9 is done. Now let us go to the question number 10, the last question for this session, right? So here is the question number 10. I think here benzoic acid they are given, and with sodium bicarbonate it is added to it. So compound A, that is a gas coming out of it. And what is that molecular mass of the gas? So we all know with carboxylic acid, sodium bicarbonate will react and that releases carbon dioxide gas. Okay. So it is releasing carbon dioxide gas means carbon dioxide molecular mass we all know, no? It is 44. So the answer is option C, 44 only. Okay. So option C is the answer for this question. So that is all for today's session, guys. So it is session number 4. So tomorrow we'll meet once again in session number 5. And meanwhile, all of you watch this. Okay, follow these sessions. And the key point for getting good marks in organic chemistry means the practice. The more you practice, the more marks you gain. So remember that point. So I hope these sessions are helpful for you. Please subscribe for daily updates. So thank you guys. We'll meet once again in the next session.